All right, good morning. Today is Wednesday, March 19th. Little update from our last stream. After that was done, I think I was down $46. Did an epic revenge trading session and ended up blowing that account. So today and for the rest of March, I am on timeout. So I blew 3 accounts this month, which is actually the most accounts I have ever blown in a month, which is pretty dumb. So we're gonna paper trade for the next 2 weeks as my punishment. So we might have some epic moves and I'll miss out on those, but I still want to trade on session, and we'll just put where we would have been in and where we would have got out via trading view for the next couple weeks, and then as we roll into April, we will see if we can get back to trading. So here we go. What happened yesterday? We had this big move down. We had a move and we consolidated forever, and then last night we pushed up and we're still consolidating over the night. We have the, let's see, oh come on now, we've got our London session inside of our Asian session range, which means we will probably take this high before we continue lower, or we will take this low before we continue higher. That would be my expectation this morning. The only thing that I see is we are pushing up, consolidating here at the top, so we might actually get a push higher first. So we'll see. We have got the open in about 3 minutes, and then we'll start making some decisions after our first at least 1 minute range. Today I'm going to switch it up. I'm going to pull my range on the 1 minute, and then I will switch over to the 3 minute chart and trade off the 3 minute chart today. All right, let's give it 3 minutes here and see what happens. I'm not sure what is going on with my music this morning. There we go. We can get that a little less of the volume there. That was pretty intense. Ooh, look at that push right before open to take out that London's or that Asian session high. Our Asian session high is sitting right there at that line. Very nice. Got our coffee this morning. Got a nice Ethiopian and Peru blend that my son and I roasted. All right, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? Right hand chart, switched over to an hourly for now. I'll kick it back to a 15-minute here. I just wanted to see this hourly range and I get an idea on where I am against the moving averages. We've drug the 200 below the 50. So we might come up here and touch the 200s, 50s before we head down, or we're going to take that Asian high and then just drop at the open. So we're right now at the open. It's 6:30. So let's get our 15-minute. And this is why I like the 3-minute chart, because I can still get a pretty fast next candle, but I can see my overlay of the hourly candle, and then on my 15-minute I can see the overlay of the 4-hour candle, so I can kind of see where I am in relation to. All right, here we go. Here's our 1-minute range. What is our 1-minute range? Let's get our 5-minute range. We're still pretty far above this 8, so I don't want to jump into the downside or the upside at this point, because we had this big push right before the open, and we're hanging out right at that Asian session high. Ideally, what I would like to see happen is give me my 5-minute range, come down and break this structure, come back up, give me a higher low, and then jump into the downside. That's what I would like to see happen if I'm going to go down. I am biased to the downside because we had this big move yesterday. We consolidated all night inside of this bar. We initially went higher, came down, went higher. So we're still in a bullish structure based on this downside. But if we can start getting some bearish structure made, well, click the wrong button. If we can start getting some bearish structure made, I would be definitely on a downside bias. Although I don't exactly know what's happening here. There we go. There we go. Although we are hanging in our tick above 0. We just broke structure, or we're running into the structure at the bottom, so we could start heading up on our VIX. And we are above the 0 line with pressure to the upside on our advanced decline line and our ball. So I'm still not convinced we're headed down yet, but it would make sense. We shall see. So that's 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute, 4 minute range. All right, that's our 5-minute range, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, that's 5. 5 is the bar that we're at. Ooh, here we go. Are we going to start getting some bearish structure? All right, well. All right, here we go. 5-minute range. Let's click back over to our 3-minute chart. And see what we get here. It's gonna be an interesting session, I think. Yesterday, we had that huge drop yesterday. Let's see. Let's hit our 1 hour just for fun. We had this huge drop, and then all day long we just consolidated all the way to the close. And then last night we kind of had a bigger consolidation range, and we're sitting right at the top. So we'll see. I don't want that lower structure to break. Before we even consider getting in. I might consider getting in on this, on a close below this 3-minute 8 and 20. So if we could close below down here, I might jump in, and then we might have to ride through a pullback into those, but we'll see. I do think that the structure does show, like right now, the structure is showing short-term bullish, but longer term bearish. So, and yesterday's candle was bearish. So I do think we're kind of getting into a bearish. We're going to get a bearish leg down. All right. Ooh, this is confusing because we got this big push. We got this big push up, and then we have a V. I would imagine we're going to come up here and consolidate into this triangle, either head up and then down, or we're going to head down and then up. So let's see. They were holding above the 820. We also have this big candle here. So we went 3 minutes up, 3 minutes up, 3 minutes down, and almost took out both of these candles. And then this last candle took out both of those candles. So, man, that bearish pressure is there. I still want to see it break this low. The market's been so range this last few days that maybe like the last 6 days, that I'm a little apprehensive to just jump into either side, because overall structure from like a weekly, monthly standpoint, we're right at the 200 on the daily. And if you look at the past on this upward trajectory for the NAS, we're when it hits the 200 or around the 200, we get that bounce back. So that's why it's like, love the rangy range. We are about to close under our moving averages, so I'm a little bit more. What I'd like to see is a nice clean close. There we go. Right there. Let's get in right there. Let's go to this high. And let's get to the low of our Asian range. We might have to hold some drawdown for a bit. Especially if we get down to here, we're probably going to see some resistance or some support at the bottom of the London session. Gonna bring us back and then see if we can get to the Asian low. I would like to try yesterday's low. So let's move our to yesterday's low. Let's make that our target. And then our out is going to be if we come up and close above this 8. If we close above the 8, we're going to get out. All right, let's see what happens. I'm going to make a little slight adjustment to this because we didn't actually get in right at the close of that candle. I think we got in right below it a little bit by the time I clicked the button. All right. Why am I apprehensive? I still think there were all of these, like our ticks breaking down. Our VIX could run into this this resistance right here. If the VIX blows through it, we're solid. If the VIX stops, gets resistance, we're gonna range, and we should probably likely get out. Our advanced decline line and our vol is above 0, which is not good for us, but it could break down. We'll see. Like I said, we could just go to the Asian low, take the Asian low, and then head back to the top. Or, you know, we could just completely get wrecked and go all the way and Tops out. How many? We're at 41. It's 100. About 80. So I'm actually going to keep my stop loss right there because I would like my upside to be $200 in a day with 1 micro, and I would like my loss to be $200 in a day. And if I keep it where it is and I lose this trade, then that gives me another opportunity to jump back in later. Yeah, see, just lost that trade. So we are minus 41 points at $2, so we're minus $82 so far today. See, that's a bummer. But minus $82 still gives me an opportunity to jump back in. I would like my daily loss limit to be $200. That way I'm at a 1-to-1. I just have to win more days than I lose for my $200, and then I'm a profitable trader. Whereas before I was doing $200 a day, and then I would sometimes lose more than $200 a day, like a lot more. So my risk curve was way off. So we're going to practice that for the next 2 weeks. $200 a day win, $200 a day loss, and we will go with that and see if we can gain some consistency over the next couple weeks before we jump back into creating our evals. Man, I don't like that 15-minute bar, how it went all the way down and then all the way up. And we've got 11 o'clock and 11:30 news today. And I wish I would have saw that, because we're probably going to range still until that those news event happens later. So yesterday I didn't trade at all because of my super awesome revenge trading session. So what happens when you get mad when you trade and you're like, oh, I could make up that $500, and you go in on 10 micros and it completely breaks down on you. Never fun. So what I think I'm gonna do is let's grab this guy right here and say one trade minus $82. Oh, minus 82. All right. 41 points. All right. So far, that's where we are. Paper trading, first trade, loss. All right, in about 10 minutes. I gotta pause for just a second and take a quick call. So you'll get a little background noise. I think if we break this high right here, I might head into the upside just for a quick scalp. Because what we're seeing here is we have a good push up, we've got some consolidation, and then we've got another push higher. So at the high, let's say right here, we can break this high. And say right here, if we lose this trade, then we are done for today. Why are we going to take this breakout? Because we dropped back down. We didn't take out the London low, right? And then we came up, we consolidated high at the top of this bar, and then we broke our high. So even if we come up here and come back, structure should still play out to the upside. Because if we look at our structure on our 15-minute here, higher low, higher high, lower low, higher high, lower low. So we're making an expanding funnel. And then here's our high. If we break the high, we should continue going. Now we might just go to this 1 hour 50 or this 15-minute 200, and that's fine. If we hit those, I might jump out and just take a quick scout, maybe get back to break even. Could be a pretty good trade though if he keeps going up. All right. For now, I'll be back in about 10 minutes, but I'm gonna let things run on stream, and then when I'm done with my call, I'll jump back on and talk through maybe what happened. All right. I gotta turn the music off, but I'll be right back. All right, sorry about that. See if we can get everything back online here. Cool. All right, well, our trade is going in our favor fairly well. We haven't broke the 8, so if we do break that 8, I will be out. I am contemplating on taking my profit now because look at this 15, right? This 15-minute guy right here just started a new candle, and just think, we're gonna do, if we're gonna go higher, we're gonna go open, low, high, close. So what I would probably like to do is take some profit. So where are we at? We're at 70 points right now. Let's see if we can hold this 8 and get us to that 100 and then take our profit there. But I think I'm actually not going to wait, and I'm just going to take my profit. Come on, come back up. Come back up. I mean, if I was going to hit the button, I would have hit the button and not drug the stupid thing down and then missed the freaking exit, but we'll wait. As long as we go over that, I will take those 170, or sorry, those 70 points. We just cannot push higher, can we? Either way, if it doesn't come up, or if it goes down to here, we might have to take our profit right here. That's going to be my, like, stop loss. I hate paper trading. So dumb. Because I would have had 70 points because I would have just clicked the button on Trade of 8. But I want to be as honest as possible on this and not be like, oh yeah, I got 70 points when I didn't really, because I missed my exit as I pulled and drug down. All right. I just hit my stop loss, so we're going to drag down to the bottom of that candle. Wait. Didn't follow through. Man, it just hovered right above that, didn't it? We'll check and make sure here. All right, that's our 70 points. Let's just make sure. All right. I don't see that breaking, so I'm going to call it 70 points. So our next one is trade 2. Is plus 140. And this is going to be 70 points. All right. So total. Oh, public math. Yo. 140 40 minus 82. We are up 58 bucks on the day. Look at that. All right. Oh, $59. Sorry, it's 41. Oh, wait. No, it was 82. Okay. All right. All right. Now we've got a little V above our 8. So we've got this guy right here. We didn't break the high, so let's see if we can start building some bearish structure down. And then we've got our 15-minute candle. What we're going to see is we're going to see this bearish structure down, and then we should see that change to bullish structure up. That's kind of what we're looking for before we would consider getting back in. All right, let's build our structure lower. So I think to really manage my risk well, if I'm getting in above the 8, so see where we got in right here, like as soon as it breaks this 8 right here, this is going to be our risk line. So as we come up, I want to start taking profits on the push. If we get back in on the pullback and it goes up and then breaks this 8, as soon as it breaks the 8, I'm out. That should keep my risk to that, I don't know, $50-ish per trade, and will allow me to stay within my my $200 a day. Now, what here, like if we look at our ruler, let me get my little guy back here. If we look at our ruler, say that this closes below here, that's going to put me at 30 points, maybe 40 points. So even with this, my risk is only $80 unless it, I mean, I'm not going to wait for it to close way down here, right? If it's strong candle and it's coming below and it's starting to show that it's going to hold, I'm just going to be out. But my hope here is even on strong pushes like this, my risk is going to stay within that $80 range. And that'll give me a couple of trades per day that I can work with to stay within my $200 a day. Or I'm going to look at like making my $200 a day. So I still don't think that this was a bad trade, because look at how strong this candle was on its push down, closing on its close to its low. Like, this could have went up and then turned and tested that low. If we look at our tick is well above the 0 line. We broke structure right here, cleanly broke structure on the VIX, and then get our push down. This could come up, find support in this area, and then continue. And then our advanced decline line is just pushing up. Our vol is pushing up. So we're looking good for a buy the dip on this, right? We got a really strong push up. The only thing that I'm seeing is here is our high of yesterday, and here is our low of yesterday, and we are still only at about 50%. So we could totally break down here and head down to the low. So, but we got a really good strong push. So I think I want to hold and end this stream up $58, because we only have 4 minutes left, and I don't think we have enough time for another trade today. But for the stream today, I think 2 trades. One of them was pretty decent, 70 points. The other one was terrible. We lost at 41 points, but our risk was still small, right? We ended up with a $58 win today on paper. And we followed a little bit of our rules, right? And I'll have to highlight what my rules are, but really, if we're above the 8, I'm taking buys. If we're below the 8, I'm taking sells, and I'm really looking for consolidation. So strong push, consolidation, and this is where we missed this trade, right? Strong push down, no consolidation before the push down, right? It was a strong push down, strong push up, and the consolidation happened on the upside rather than on the downside. You sort of had it here, right? Strong push down, consolidation. If we would have got out, like if we would have seen this consolidation and got in here, we probably could have got a quick scalp. But I'm not looking for quick scalps. I'm trying to get that 100-point move, or 50 to 100-point move. So we still were in profit quite a bit here. Quite a bit here. All right. Well, thanks for joining me today. I hope you all have a fantastic day, and we will see you on Friday for another paper trading punishment stream. So I think it's important that when you don't follow your rules, that you suffer the consequence, and that is my consequence, is to not actually be able to trade with a real evaluation account. Paper trading, to me, it's not a waste of time. It's really good, but it does keep me disciplined in the fact that I need to really, when I get out of being able to follow my plan, and I do that consistently, then I need to have a reset, and this is my reset. So we'll finish this week, we'll go into next week, and then as we roll into April and my accounts reset, we'll start trading those. All right, everybody, have a fantastic day. Thanks for joining. Sorry for the dead spot earlier while we were in the trade, but do appreciate anybody that watches this video.